Welcome back to the channel. This is Allan here with Board Together. Today I'm doing another video by myself because it is not a gameplay video. Jessica and Kiara are off together as always. But today we're actually going to be doing an unboxing of Blood on the Clocktower, the Kickstarter Edition. I've had this on the shelf for about, I want to say about a week now, a little over a week, that I've been wanting to open it up fully and go through the contents and everything. This is a game that we've played a handful of times now with Landon and Jackie and their friends and some of our friends and family as well. But the more I really got involved with like the community, and I've been wanting to learn to play my own games, because Landon is normally our storyteller and I want to learn to, you know, do that better and have my own copy in case. But normally we'll probably only ever play with him and his friends because they have a big group. But regardless, I was able to find a brand new and shrink still copy of Blood on the Clocktower, like I said, the Kickstarter edition, and I've been really looking forward to opening it. So let's get right on into the unboxing. So it does come with a tote. So the tote has, it's purple and it has the Blood on the Clocktower logo, and it says Blood on the Clocktower. It's meant to carry the game. I'm almost positive that's what it said. And I mean, Jessica loves tote bags, but I don't know if she's gonna be carrying this tote bag to and from work with this logo on it, as she works with children. But it does fit the game. Actually, yeah, that's what it was meant for. It fits the game perfectly, so the grimoire and everything fits perfectly inside. So we may use this if we ever take it somewhere, just to be able to use it, because I don't see us using it otherwise. But it is very nice. It's nice and embroidered, and it has a nice purple color from, you know, for the game. All right, so for now, I'll set the bag to the side. We're gonna go ahead and actually start with the actual unboxing. This we got lucky, or rather say I got lucky, because Jessica had no intention of me ever purchasing this game for ourselves. Like I said, just because we only ever play with Landon and at his house with him, Jackie, and, you know, our other friends. But I was able to find this on Board Game Geek, and it was a really good price for everything that it brings, and the fact that I haven't otherwise, when I found it on Board Game Geek, I want to say it was maybe about a week old on Board Game Geek when I messaged the person that was selling it, and I haven't been able otherwise to find a Kickstarter copy anywhere, whether that's eBay, Board Game Geek, various groups, Facebook. I'm sure some maybe local game stores might have a few copies still. But like I said, I was just super happy to find one brand new to purchase. So it does come with a sleeve with just some of the, you know, information about the game and such, the different components that it brings, and then the logo on the front. And then the actual grimoire, which it has Blood on the Clocktower with the logo right there. And then on the back it says, during a hellish thunderstorm on the stroke of midnight, a scream is heard in the sleepy town of Ravenwood's Bluff. The townsfolk rush to investigate and find the local storyteller has been murdered, their body hanging limply from the clock tower. As blood drips onto the cobblestones far below, a realization slowly dawns. A demon is on the loose, killing by night and taking on human form by day. Can good find the demon in time, or will evil overrun this once peaceful town? Blood on the Clocktower is a game of murder and mystery, lies and logic, deduction and deception for 5 to 20 courageous players and one devious storyteller. From the Pandemonium Institute. So that's awesome. So this opens up just like a regular box, and then the actual box is pieced together for the grimoire and what you use for the actual gameplay. All right, so pieced together like this, and then there are some clips that you put on in order to hold this together. So it first brings some sleeves, and these are what we're gonna store the like character cards in. So I'll put those away in a second. But they do have some sleeves. They have, I wanna say they're just all upside down. This should be all of the their little like tokens, their character tokens that are what we pick out of to know who we have for the game, and then also what the storyteller uses during the game to keep track of the game itself. I want to say these are all the Kickstarter Edition sets. So yeah, it says if you have the Kickstarter Edition, it says, yeah, this have to be. Let me see. It says KS1 here, KS2, KS3, and KS4. So these should be the Kickstarter editions, the characters and the various reminder tokens. So what came in the Kickstarter edition that doesn't come in the retail are, there's an embroidered second bag for where you pick out and choose the characters. I want to say it was 34 or 50, something like that, additional rolls. So Blood on the Clocktower, the Pandemonium Institute already mentioned that they're going to be making a few expansions, but for the Kickstarter edition they just included some that will be released in the future for all retail editions included in here. So if you see a lot of the online streams, people use these online a lot, especially since this game released during COVID and people were able to play during the COVID season. But considering these in person, they're only for the Kickstarter sets. So if not, there's a lot of ways that people have been substituting various other ones in. These are the townsfolk ones, it looks like, and then extra reminder tokens. More townsfolk. These are custom ones. It says the rules almanac to create a custom script, and tips and tricks. So just little reminders. These are minions, I believe, and some demons as well, and reminders there. And I want to say the same thing here. So this has a lot of this is a whole page of Legion tokens. Yeah, it's a lot of Legion tokens. I'm not sure why, and Riot ones as well. So I'll have to learn a little more about that. Oh, and it also says Kickstarter exclusive here as well. So yeah, there you go. So these are all the Kickstarter exclusive ones. I'm gonna pop these out after the fact, but they are gonna be stored separate to the retail editions. But if you could tell, if you can see, they fall out quite easily. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of those afterwards. So Trouble Brewing is the first like edition, the first play, and basically these are holders, and it says good reminders, townsfolk, outsiders, minions, demons, and evil reminders. So it's just a way to organize and keep everything nice and tidy to know where everything is at. So we're gonna go ahead and separate all this off camera, but that's how it works. So Sex and Violets. Okay, so here's where so this same idea, it's the same organizer, but this brings the little like chips that you'll put for the little death tokens. These go on top of the character little cardboard tokens that we just saw for when a player is dead. So you'll just pop it on there. So in here, you'll just pop this on top of it, and it just sits like that. So this is what, on the grimoire, this is what a dead player will look like once it's kept on there. So. And then there's two little bags of those. And then these are the binder clips. And this is what you use to actually piece together the grimoire. Be nice if those are like felted on the inside. But yeah, basically you just clip them like that. And then it folds down and it holds it, it binds it together. So that way it stays all in one piece. So there's that. All right, so next are the character cards, I believe. Yep, so if you can see, they're split. These are nice quality too. So they're split into Bad Moon Rising, Trouble Brewing, and Sex and Violets. So these are the three basically game modes right now these are the 3 scripts that come built in with the game. They do have custom ones that people have made, you know, over the few years that this game has been out. And we have some that we've downloaded. Actually, I can show you a copy of one that we found online that I really like the script for. It's called Catfishing, and this is the script that we found online for it. And you can find a few of them. I'll put the links down below for where you can find them. And this is basically just printed on paper that we were just looking into to see what the other options were. But these come in, you know, high quality paper. They're basically laminated. So these are going to be put away, like I said, in here. So let's open up these sleeves and just put them away already. And I believe there's another set of cards for the storyteller. So those are passed out to the actual players. And it has a breakdown of all the roles. So that way everybody knows who they are, basically. And it explains the, and this one's bigger. I believe that's for the storyteller specifically. Alright, so that really took me so much time, but now we have them all 3 sleeves. So Sex and Violets, Bad Moon Rising, and Trouble Brewing have all been sleeved respectively, so they will go for now just on this side of the grimoire. Okay, so next are the bags. So by default you get this like Crown Royal purple looking bag here, and then for the Kickstarter one you get a second one, and it's embroidered with the Blood on the Clocktower logo. So that was part of the Kickstarter exclusive. They didn't really give too much like differences on the Kickstarter one, and what the creators were saying were that they didn't want it to be like you had to pay extra or just get it in a specific moment in order to enjoy things that they already had ready for the game. So these are more reminder tokens. This is for the storyteller to say, you know, characters are not in play. Did you vote today? These are your minions. You are. And just like I said, other reminder tokens that are used for the game. Here we have the stand for the grimoire. So it's nice and embroidered here on the front and the sides. So this is really nice. So basically it pieces together here, and there should be another piece in there that'll stand it up, and then this is how it holds the grimoire. But we're gonna keep that like this for now. So this is the Bad Moon Rising box. Same thing, same organizer, same idea. And then they have the Travelers and Fabled, which they have another character type, which are Travelers and Fabled characters. We've only ever played with Traveler characters once when we had some people join late, but other than that we haven't yet. So that's still a little new and something I need to you know, get used to and be aware of. So these are going to be the character tokens for retail version. So this is what everyone that buys the game will be used to seeing. So we're going to go ahead and open that right now. Alright, and so these should be the same way. So they'll be split. There you go. And these are all the characters that you will be used to seeing in the regular retail version. So it says R here for retail, if I'm not mistaken. And these are all the different kinds of characters and reminder tokens that everybody playing or purchasing the game after the fact will see and have. So these golden ones are the Fabled characters, I believe, and some Travelers. And then as you can see, these are already starting to fall out and such. So we're going to I'm gonna put these off to the side to make sure that they don't get confused or anything like that. And then also, if you see right here, this little key right here is to distinguish which gameplay they go for. So if they have the one little white dot, which, let me show you, it'll be a little hard to see, but it's next to the name. So if you see right where it says chef, it has a little dot, so that one signifies that it's for Trouble Brewing. And then for 2, that's BMR, that's for Bad Moon Rising, and for SAV for 3, that's Sex and Violets. So that just determines which set and box that it'll go into. And the 1, 2, and 3 also are for which level of difficulty. So 1 is going to be easier, while the 3rd will be the most hardest. So these are going to be the sheets for the storyteller. This is first night, first night, first night. Should be one more behind this. Setup and travelers, and they are double-sided. So they give just an explanation, explaining the rules, other nights. So you'll flip it over depending on which one you're playing for. So for Trouble Brewing, this is for the first night, and then you'll flip it over, and this kind of gives you a help, basically like tips and the way you run the game as a storyteller, which is what I want to learn the most with having my own version of the game as well. So these we're going to sleeve into the bigger sleeve. Alright, so now those are sleeved up, and this is just for the storyteller ones, so they can go here. So this is the, I want to say the rule book. Yeah, this is the official rule book. As you can see, it is quite, it can look very scary. This is beautiful. That's some nice art. I'll probably end up reading through this as well when I get a chance. But it does make you more familiar. I do say the best way to learn to play is to hop into a game maybe in your local area or with a group of people that have already played for sure, and just have them teach you. But if not, the Blood on the Clocktower YouTube channel has a bunch of gameplay obviously on it. And they have some initial setups and breakdowns and explanations. So those are very helpful to learn how to play the game as well. So these are rule books, I want to say specific to each game. So this is Bad Moon Rising, Sex and Violets, Travelers and Fabled, and Trouble Brewing. So this, I believe, will also give you like a detailed view on each, so on each character. So if you guys don't know what to look at, and you guys do better with reading and to see a much deeper breakdown than the actual character card, go ahead and look into these. These are really good, and they will help a ton with explanation on what each character does, how to run, some examples of how they'll work, and probably just some tips as well. But that's for each of the different ones, and then also the Travelers and Fabled, which is one that I'll definitely be looking into and reading, since I'm not familiar at all with those right now. Alright, and then I think on the bottom, so this is the top piece of the grimoire stand. So this will go here, and then the grimoire here will lay like against it, kind of inclined, so that way it holds and it's easy to read. So you'll use this when you're setting it down, otherwise you'll be carrying it too in your hand. And then this last piece, so this is just basically it's like a player board, so it has the logo, same colors and everything, but you put this in the middle where everyone's sitting, and there's some character tokens in this set over here that you'll put around to designate, like it's like a little map of where everyone's seated, and this will be directly reflected in your grimoire when you're playing to know where everybody is seated at. And basically when you learn to play the game, when someone dies, they're still able to participate and play, but they get what's called a ghost vote. So one of these tokens will go on here basically and just say, oh, you're alive, you're dead, here's your ghost vote or not, to know who's where and who's already voted and such like that. So, alright, so those are all the contents for the Blood on the Clocktower Kickstarter Edition. I'm gonna go ahead and organize everything. Okay, so we've organized everything. As you guys can see, we've punched out everything that came in here. It took quite a bit. A bunch of small little pieces and a bunch of stuff. So we punched everything out and everything's been organized. So right now we're just gonna go ahead and pack it all away and then be done from there. Thank you guys so much for watching this unboxing and a little bit of an explanation of what Blood on the Clocktower is and some of the components within the game itself. So if this is something you guys enjoyed, please leave a comment down below, and also drop us a like if you don't mind, just so we know what you guys enjoy to continue to upload. If you guys have been enjoying the content and different videos we've been putting out, please feel free to follow our social media, which is always linked down in the description and here on screen as well. But also thank you guys so much for the support on all these videos. It's been a little bit over a month that we've been into this, and we've gotten a lot of support so far, and seeing you guys enjoy the videos I've been putting out has been amazing. So once again, thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing of the Kickstarter version of Blood on the Clocktower, and we hope to see you guys next time when we continue to be financially irresponsible.